Welcome, everybody. This is Iconic TV Live, and today you're in for a really big treat. You know how when you're running your business, one of the things that we're all required to do is put out content. Who says this? Everybody says this, like, oh, post 4 times a day, 3 times a day, 5 times a day, 20 times a day. But the question is, do you even have the team to do it? Do you even know what to put out there? Do you know when to do it? Do you know who to do it for? So, the world is screaming at us, put out content, 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 be on every single platform. And yet you're maybe one person or two people that are able to do that. It just doesn't work. Okay. So the thing is, it's true. You do need to let people know what you're doing. You do need to put your content out there, right? But how do you know if it's good enough? How do you know if it's the right timing for it? How do you know if your message is on point or not? So, good questions to ask yourself, right? So today we're going to talk about that. Today we're going to talk about content that converts. How do you create it? What do you do? Where do you find it? How do you know if you should repost it, do it again? All of these questions. Why? Because that's how you're going to get the clients. You have to put that message out there. You have to let them know who you are, what you're doing, what your offer is, and then get the process started for them to come to you. Does that make sense? Okay, so I want to know who's here. Let me know if you're here. If you are watching, let's say you are on YouTube, you're going to come over here and you're going to click subscribe. If you are on Facebook, there's a link somewhere up above and click on that. Let me know who you are. Say hello. And I've got a great, great, amazing, mind-blowing gift for you today. And it is not the first one of the week. I'm on a challenge to give you guys something every single day. And yesterday and Sunday, right, first um, of the month, we got a awesome Easter gift out there for you. If you didn't get it, if you didn't see it, come into our group, the Iconic Entrepreneur Group, and it is 100% free, nothing for you. And it is the Zen Habits of Stillness. Why? I thought Easter is a perfect time. Most people are overwhelmed and you can't even get your mind around all the stuff you have to do, right? So, wow, mindset, how you think about your business is the number one factor of success. And if your mind is cluttered and all over the place and you can't even find 5 minutes, we say 4 to 7 minutes a day to get your mind right, your business isn't going to be right, right? What's in here is exactly what's going to be in your bank account. So we want you to get that gift. If you want that, just type hashtag Zen, Z-E-N, hashtag Zen, and we can get that for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started on talking about the number one topic, which is creating content that converts. So, what should you post? Well, first of all, one of the things that works really well, if you would look at, I don't even know if you guys are checking, right? Are you checking back and seeing what works and tracking the things that work? Well, these are some things that work really well. And that is talking about good news. People love good news. So, celebrate wins. Okay. So, what were some of the wins that you had in your week? Put that out there. Talk about some great things that happened. You don't have to talk about tragedy, right? But talk about some wins, the wins that you had, maybe wins that your clients had. It can be personal, it can be business. Hey, we just crossed 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. Awesome. Come be one of our subscribers, right? That's a win. People love to celebrate that. And what are some important milestones that were reached either by you or by some of your team members? Like, for example, I have a really awesome group of iconic VAs, and they're so amazing. They are also super smart. If you've talked to Sandy or Angie, they're amazing. Both of them are getting advanced degrees. Sandy's getting her master's. Angie just finished her master's. She's going on for a PhD. And guess what? They're both straight A students. That's a huge milestone. Okay, so if you guys would give them a round of applause, it would make them happy, make me happy. Um, that's really hard. I mean, imagine working for a slave driver like me and still being able to get straight A's in school. Pretty awesome. So I am super grateful for them. So those are some of the wins that I have and milestones that they have reached. And so Also, what about what's happened with some of your clients? Maybe you got some new clients. Like we're welcoming just from yesterday, we are welcoming Karen to our group. And she's just super excited, over the moon about this, right? So, who else can you celebrate? Because people love that. That doesn't maybe feel like content where you're talking about yourself and what you do all the time, but it gets people to understand a little bit more about you. That's a huge type of content that you can do. Okay. We're going to keep going. And then I'm going to show you how you can get all of this and figure it all out without making any more content yourself. Okay. So, what's the purpose of the content, right? You want to attract the people, right? Figure out who's matching to you, get them engaged, right? Hopefully, you guys are all saying, congratulations, Sandy, congratulations, Angie, on straight A's and your advanced degrees, right? Get engaged with that, right? It also lets you filter who's what and who's interested in what. And then it allows you to open a conversation and convert. Okay. So those are the four purposes of putting out your content. Now, where can you go to get these? I'm going to show you several different places to go. Okay. Look at relevant news. Okay. What's happening in the news? Now, if you're anything like me, I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention to all that, but I find out things from other people on dog walks. I just found out, did anybody hear about this? That there was a, um, uh, a, a suspension bridge out in Baltimore, Maryland, I think it was, somewhere out there. And one of the ships went through and hit the pylon in the center, and the whole bridge collapsed. I mean, cars were on it driving, and they went off into the river, and gosh only knows what happened to them, right? So that's relevant news. Does it have anything to do with you and I? Well, maybe. Can I make a point about that? Hey, have you ever been trying to go from one side of your business, trying to get to the other side, and then something comes right in the middle of your journey and knocks you off track? Okay. Well, just what happened in Baltimore with the entire bridge getting washed out. Sometimes the path you're on is going to get completely wiped out and you've got to have an alternative, right? So I'm taking relevant news and relating it to a story, right? That's what's called connecting the known to the unknown. So how can you do the same kind of thing in your business, right? Think of what's relevant. Like the reason I'm here today is because I really, really, really care about you. It's not because I didn't win the $1 billion lottery that's out there right now. In 2 more days, go get your ticket. Okay, relevant news. You can also do other things. You can do surveys, ask people to participate in surveys or chats with you. You can connect with influencers and have influencers talk about your stuff. You can have groups. A lot of you are right now in our group and the iconic entrepreneur, and you come here and every Tuesday we're going to give you free content, and you never ever ever have to pay for it if you come to one of my workshops. Free content. Okay. So you can also do searches. You can also look at event calendars, what's coming up. Like we just had April 1st, right? Tax day is coming up. There's different days. People have all kinds. There's like National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Okay, what can you do to pull from different things to get some of the content for yourself? Okay, I know you're thinking, God, this is a lot of work, right? It doesn't have to be, but it could be. Okay, so those are some ways and some resources. Now, if you want the checklist, I have got a checklist for you. All you have to do is type hashtag checklist, and I'm going to show you how to know where and how to get all of this content done for you. It's absolutely free. I would love for you to get it. Just type hashtag checklist, and then you can have that. Okay. So, where do we go? Here's 5 pieces of content. Okay. So, what about events? What are your events that you have? Like we put out content when we go live. Okay. There's something called like an engagement post, okay, which is, you've seen them all over the place. They're solid posts, and you just start typing and you use some of the background, okay, or it could be a survey or it could be a carousel, okay. Those are different things that you can use to just give a little bit of information, and people like that and they engage with it. It also is really great for the algorithms, okay. You also want to have calls to action, like book a call. Hey, if you want to book a call with me and I will show you how to double your profit in 5 minutes in your business, all you have to do is type hashtag double. Okay. That is a call to action. And it's free. I can't sell you anything in 5 minutes. I'm not that good, right? So it's a call to action or appointment. How do you put those out? Are you even putting it out? Otherwise, people won't do anything. Okay. And you can do videos. We're doing live shows every single week for the last 5 years. What are you doing? Okay, you could do a 2-minute tip. I know some people are doing reels and stories, but could you expand it? Okay, because actually, you guys want to know something? Um, that if you're doing reels and all that kind of stuff, do you know the longer full length videos actually pull better? They actually convert better. You might have more people seeing you on the shorter content, but the longer content is actually what closes. So question, what are you doing? Type down below. Are you doing shorter videos like reels and stories? Or are you doing longer content like on your own show like we do or on YouTube or something like that? Let me know. What are you doing more of? Short or long? Put it down below. I would love to know what is the thing that is bringing you more clients. Is one of them getting more eyeballs? But does it convert? If it doesn't convert, then there's not a point to it, right? Because today we're talking about content that converts. So, does this make sense for you guys? Okay, give me a thumbs up. Where's my thumbs up? Okay, give me a thumbs up. If that makes sense, let me know. Um, don't just do content to have stuff out there. Make sure it is something that has the ability to convert. Okay. And I know we've had all kinds of weird tech issues going on. So just make sure that you guys can see and hear me. Put a comment. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Give me a yes or a no in the comments so that I know you are able to see and hear this. So I think I see some yeses and I see some people. Okay, so we've got some yeses. You guys are able to see and hear me. Awesome. Okay, then we'll keep going. Okay, so those are the 5 things that you can do, different types of content. And then also the fifth one that I just had up here was some sort of a solution or inspiration. Like, what is an answer to something? So I'm going to give you a solution piece of content in a minute. So stay tuned because I think you'll love the solution, okay? Because you want to be able to convert. So the other 5 strategies that we want to talk about is this can be a daunting thing if you have to put out a lot of content. So you want to put your content together in bulk, create it together and do it all, like do the whole week all at once or the whole month all at once, okay? And that way, if something comes up, right? If the bridge collapses, right? You're not stuck. Oh, I couldn't because I couldn't get to it today. Something emergency is wise is always going to come up. But if you just do it in bulk, that will help you. Okay. And it's not as exhausting. Okay. So you just block time for it. And then post and tag in advance. Put your stuff out there in advance. You create it in advance. You can also put it out there in advance. You can even tag on the sites that you can do that in advance. And be sure to track your insides weekly, if not daily. How is it working? And you put something out, and don't be attached to it, okay? Like, oh, this one's great. This one's going to be so amazing. This is a viral thing, and nothing happens. It's crickets. Don't be attached to it. And you just want to track. Why does that not happen? Where am I sending it out to? Do I have the wrong audience? Anything that you can look at will help you make little pivots. So you put it out and you iterate, okay? Don't be crushed on stop. It's a long-term process. This is a long game. This is not a short game, okay? So this is a forever process, not a fad process where you're just doing it to get a couple hits. And then make sure that you have some posts going up daily, but in the most active times. How do you know? When is your audience there? Well, that's just knowing your audience, but also knowing your metrics and looking at your numbers. And of course, if you get something that's great, bump it, put it up again, get it out there again, share it in a different format or a different form so that more people can see it. Okay. So that's so simple. Okay. Bulk it, right? make sure it goes out daily, make sure you're tracking the numbers, and make sure you have it at the right time, and then repeat whatever works. Okay. It's just like if you have a child or a spouse and they finally do something right, right? You want to reward them. Okay. So when a post works well, you want to put it out there again. Okay. So now, if you're just getting here, I see some of you just popping in. And if that's the case, just type hashtag replay so you can see this from the beginning. Hashtag replay, and my amazing smart team will get that out to you. So, of course, where do you find it? Okay, let me show you 4 different ways of where you can find the right content that converts. And of course, there's 2 ways that you could do this. You could do it by yourself, or you could have it done for you. So I'm going to show you both of those. Okay. If you're doing it by yourself, right, it's usually a matter of time and money. Okay. Everything comes to time and money. Do you have the time? Then you're going to do it yourself. Usually, if you have all this spare time, you're probably not making a lot of money. Okay. So, time or money. If you got the money and that means you're busy, then you got to have somebody else do it for you. Okay. So you pick what is the best strategy for you. So, okay. Have you ever heard the saying, hitch your wagon to a star, right? Okay. That's what you want to think about, first of all. Who are the thought leaders in your niche? And how do you find them? What are they doing? This is a great way to see what their audience is asking for, and who is their audience? Where are they coming from? What do they like? What do they not like, right? People are fickle. They're not going to stay with people for forever. So watch the trends and get their newsletters. Sign up for those. Follow them on social media, read their blogs, go listen and download their podcasts, because you can learn a lot from them. And you can go there and say, oh, this is the content that they're getting a lot of information on. We have matching audiences. And so, therefore, that would be content that converts for me as well, if you have a similar audience. Okay. And so, another place that I love, okay, I've written several books, and Amazon, Goodreads, these are great places for content. Okay. So things like biographies. And if you haven't read a lot of people's biographies, my gosh, it's a great way to really inspire yourself and learn some great business ideas. But read some biographies and get some ideas from that, or share the biographies. You can go to do book reviews. People love that. And book summaries. So you read a book and then you tell people, hey, this is what was in this book. Or if you see people, people always say, what's your favorite book? I have a mentor who always asks everybody on an interview, what is the number one favorite nonfiction book you read, and what's the one you read most recently? Okay. So why not read books, or take the books you've read and do a summary on it? That's a great way to get great content and feed your audience with relevant things. And book reviews. Okay. So if you go to Amazon or something like that, look at the reviews, look at the books in your topic and see what people say. You know which reviews are going to be most beneficial to you? Those are the bad ones, the ones with 1 or 2 stars. Why? Because they usually say something like, I thought this was going to be talking about this. Okay. Or he didn't say anything about this topic. And then you get to realize, wow, this is what people want. Okay. So use those, because it's a very powerful. And, also, if you're not reading, come on. Okay. How are you going to get any better? So if you haven't read my book, Soar, please ask for it. Please do it. This is the 4 points that we always talk about in business, right? And so it's our entire formula. It has 3 levels, and you get the entire first level for free in it. So if you want to know how we turned 5 nothing startups, with no money, no people, no nothing, into 5 multi-million-dollar businesses, guess where you're going to learn that formula? It's in SOAR. So if you want that, just type hashtag SOAR, and I'm happy to get you that book. Okay. I've also written 7 other business books, and The Power of a Wish, which is up there a little bit more, if you guys could see that. Okay. So, and that one is all about how the 7 steps to how to get everything you want. So which one do you need? Okay. Let me know. I will get you one or both of them. And I want them to help you, right? Help your mind, help your business. And hey, if you want to give me a review, I would love that too. Okay. So we talked about thought leaders, following them. We talked about the Amazon side. The other thing that you can create content around that actually does convert is self-reflection. Like, what do you learn or what do you think about? What are some life events that happen to you? You guys know that a few years ago, the thing that turned the trajectory for me, it was a turning point, right? And I was the fastest rising female in the third largest pharmaceutical company in the world and had 100,000 sales reps. It was just huge, right? I was going, 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 and bam, I am told that I have terminal cancer and a huge grapefruit size tumor in my ovaries and 99.8% likelihood I'm going to die. Um, Guess what? I'm still here. Okay. I've outlived my doctors, but that was a huge turning point, right? And so oftentimes I'll share that and the significance of that and what I learned from that and how it transformed me. And that is the basis of the formula that we use in business, right? So that is something that you could do. What is a life event or a turning point for you where you can reflect back on your life and how can you help others with the things that you've learned? There's also traumas and dramas. Okay. Now, you want to be careful with those because people take that to a whole other level. Um, don't be a drama mama, right? So there might be something that happened, but if it doesn't have a lesson to it that relates to business, just keep it to yourself. Okay. Just don't be one of those oversharers, TMI. Okay. And then victories. People love victories. You can go on YouTube and people watch. If you look at the numbers, you guys do this and you go on YouTube and you wonder how many people are watching. Wow, look at all the views on that. Do you know there's more views on all of those motivational, inspirational compilations that they do than other things? So talk about victories, talk about the cool things that you've done, right? So, what have you accomplished? Don't be shy. Don't be a braggart, but also don't be too humble, right? People want to know, wow, you did that. If I only said, oh, I can help you with business, but you didn't realize how many multi-million dollar businesses I've built, you go, oh, well, maybe she actually knows something, right? So talk about your victory so people can relate to you, right? People want to be around people that are successful, people who've already climbed the mountain so they can go, oh, you know how to do this. I'll go with you, right? If you don't talk about your victories, people aren't going to convert. So, and then the fourth thing that you can do, um, well, I'll tell you that one in a second. First, let me show you this. Okay, this is what I want you to do. If you want it all done for you, if you want the content, you want it to convert, you don't have the time, you don't have the know-how, you aren't sure that what you're doing is to the right audience or anything, okay, just get it done for you. Okay, have it done for you. I have a checklist on how you can do that, exactly what to do, how much it costs, everything. Okay, I'm going to tell you more about that in a second. That's my gift to you. But the last one I want to show you, use AI tools. Okay, it's just awesome. Like if you there's a lot of people, there's like actually like these 5 different levels of usage with AI, and maybe you started it. Who's doing it? If you're doing using AI, type AI down in the comments. Okay, if you love it, um, let us know. Auntie, one of our team members, says it's her boyfriend, like they're that close. She uses it every day. She's amazing and is a great teacher on it. So how about you? Are you just using it like you got into it and you're like, oh, this is Chat GPT, and you played with it every once in a while, but then you forget. Like, oh, I forgot I could have used that, right? But man, does it speed up your time of the things that you're doing. But you can use it for research, you can create images and content, you can use it for benchmarks and models to figure out, okay, this is how I'm going to do it, this is how I'm going to frame it. You can create all kinds of things. We have a site called Results Mastery. It's an awesome program, and we did the whole entire website entirely on AI. We have a training on that. If you want to see the training, just like AI training, we did a 2-part series on that. And AI can also distribute everything. You know what? We have that's super cool as we can, we call it Betty Bot. Super awesome. I know there's all kinds of bot things out there, okay? Well, this is different. And it'll go on your site and it's your secretary 24/7. And so if somebody comes on, they'll start off with actually she'll start with like a little joke and then figure out what they need. Do you have some questions? Are you here to have an appointment? Do you want to get some videos? Do you want some training? Do you want some free resources? What do you want? And then she'll go and set the appointment for you. If it's a course or if they want, I want to pay for this or do that, she can take all of that. Okay. So imagine that distribution. And then when she's not busy talking to people that come to your site, and this is really good if you have a crappy site. Like if your website's not very good, you're kind of embarrassed, you don't even give it out. Okay. This is great because people aren't going to scroll through. They're just going to end up talking to her. So her name is Betty Bot. If you want to know more about Betty Bot, I don't have time to do it. If you want, if you guys let me know, I'll do a presentation on it and I'll show you. And in fact, if you want to see it live in a demo and you've got a website, we could hop on a call for 5 minutes and I will put this on your site and you'll see exactly how it works. It blew my team away when we did it. So, but who cares about it on my site, right? You guys want to see it on your site. You want to see what would happen and would it get you more conversions? That's the whole thing. That's content that will create more conversions. Okay. So Betty Bot is amazing. And so not only will she talk to everybody that comes to your site, maybe you don't have a lot of people on your site, but you've got to get the content out. Guess what Betty does? She, while you're busy meeting clients, closing clients, she's putting out content on LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever you want the content to go out. She'll put out your blogs for you and get that out for you, right? So she can respond to different things as well. So it's just a mind blow. Okay. Did you guys know that these kind of things exist? Okay. So you can't do everything yourself. So take advantage of all of these tools, right? Why not? Okay. So let's go do a quick review and then I'll show you exactly how you could not do any content, but still have more content go out than ever. Okay. So how do you sharpen your game? Okay. First, you're going to have to start with your iconic client personality, right? Who is that persona? Know exactly who they are, know their 5 frustrations that they have, and make sure your content teaches to solve something, not just talk about stuff, but actually solve something for people, right? So, like, Betty Bot will solve something for you. I'm going to show you some other ways to solve it, right? Offer a bribe, give something away for free. We gave away a gift, right? And right at the beginning, if you missed it, ask for the Easter gift. Just say Easter gift. It's totally free. Okay. And so that's an offer. I want to bribe you to actually taste some of our content, try it out and go, wow, this is really good. This isn't all the junk that's out there. I'm trying to bribe you to let you keep coming back to realize this is something different than what's all out there. Okay. And you can have all of your content written for you. If you are not a great writer, right? So far, I've got 10 books under my belt. If that's not you and you don't know how to do that kind of stuff, don't do it. Okay. Just don't go there, as my mentor used to always say. So then have somebody else write it for you. We'll be happy to write it. We love doing this. If you want, you don't have a newsletter and you want a newsletter done for you, whether it's every week or every once a month, talk to us. We'll write it for you. Okay. So this is the whole point, is that save yourself some time, save yourself some money. Okay. And look at those platforms where you put out your content. Is it Facebook? Pick which one you do the most of. Do you do more on Facebook? Type it Facebook down below. If you are Instagram, type Instagram below. Pick the one that you use as your number one source. Is it X or is it LinkedIn? Which one is it for you? Okay. Now, take that and then tell us, how many hours a week do you spend online with content? You might be creating it, you might be putting it out, you might be reading it, you might be consuming it. How much time are you spending online on this? Put how many hours a week you spend online. I want to know, okay? Because some people have been doing, they're like, oh, 3 or 4 hours a day. I'm like, oh, heavens to Betsy. You know what that means? That's 3 or 4 hours a day. You're not making money, Okay. Somebody else should be doing that for you if you are the CEO of your business. So I would love to introduce you to the agency finder. Okay. What that means is like, you guys know the word of agency, right? Means fully responsible. Okay. So do you have agency over that? Are you fully responsible? Do you have ownership over that? Right. So what if there's all kinds of agencies out there, right? But what if there is a way to find the exact place for what you need? Maybe you just need social media optimization. Okay. And what do I mean by that? So, social media optimization is just where are you going to put all this stuff at? How do you get all this content out there? Okay. So, when you go to the agency finder, this is what you'll see. That's the whole website that you'll go to, right? Social media optimization is marketing, getting your content out there for you so that you don't have to do it all by yourself, right? So, that alone could save you how many hours a week? If that could save you, if you're doing 2 hours a day, that's 10 hours a week. That's more than a day that you could save by not doing the things that are below your pay grade. Okay. So when you go there, basically, this is like your digital marketing dream team. Okay. The whole goal is to make you stand out without having to do all that. Now, if you have been like me, I've had nightmare experiences. Some of you I talked to about this before, right? Where I've paid a company $18,000 to do my marketing. And do you know what? After a year, they gave me nothing. And so I thought, well, how about if we fix that? Right. And how about if we stop making the price so scary? And so you can't find better pricing anywhere. This is what we do for our clients, right? So if you had somebody doing it just on one platform, maybe Facebook is your platform, maybe it's Twitter or LinkedIn or Instagram, right? $179 a month to have somebody else do it for you. Like, is that not a dream? You want two platforms, 210. You want three platforms, $367 a month. Okay. How much would that save you? You want to do it on all four platforms, like do what Gary Vee says, be everywhere all the time, right? Do that. How much would it cost you? $539. Okay. You cannot find a person for that. So, this is one of the most mind blowing things that you could think about. I used to pay between about $5,000 just to hire somebody to do one thing for me. Okay. Imagine what you could do. Okay. You can't use every service on there for 5,000. It doesn't even come up. Maybe you're like, don't have a website. And most websites start between 4,000 to 30,000. It's a fraction of that. So you guys can go there. Okay. And why should you? Okay. Because getting the content out there is very important. And if you look at the percentage of how people spend money and how much companies do spend money on social media optimization, right? What percentage of of their own budget do they spend on it? On the most common is somewhere between 11 and 25%, but a lot of people spend 5 to 10% um, of their marketing budget on social media. Okay. And recommendation is that you should always spend at least 5% of your revenue on that. So, how much does it cost? These are the numbers if you're advertising on Facebook. Okay. From pennies to $4 or $5. LinkedIn, a little bit more to advertise on LinkedIn, but it's super powerful. It is a blue ocean. People aren't there. You get really good, high quality professional people there. So those are some of the numbers there. If you didn't know, see, sometimes people just don't know and then they don't do anything. But when you look at this, like, that's not that bad. Have somebody do all of my Facebook content for me for under $200 a month. Okay, you can't even go to a foreign country and get that, right? Twitter, X, and Instagram, if that's your thing. See, everybody has a different modality of what you're paying for. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a one-stop shop where you can go and you can have all of it done for you, all of your marketing done. If you want ads, great. If you want SEO, great. If you want like Google ads, if you want to Google my business site, if you want your emails done for you, whatever you need that has to do with anything digital, you go there, theagencyfinder.com, and you can get everything done for you. Coolest thing ever, right? Okay, so if you want the checklist and you want all of the pricing of everything that could be done for you, and like, I don't want to go to a website, we put it all together in one checklist so you can see all the different options that you could do, how you could get your content out there, get it all done for you. It's 100% free. Just type hashtag checklist, and I would love for you to have that. Why? Because I know if you don't have somebody doing it for you, you can't do it at the level that you need to be able to convert more people. Okay. So sound good? You guys interested in that? If you want that, all you have to do is type hashtag checklist. We'll get that in your hot little hands. And I want you guys to come back next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And I have something even more spectacular for you next week. We will see you later. Bye.